Ah, London. I'm sure you've heard of it. You know, Elizabeth Tower, those fancy guards that never smile, the London Eye, Tower Bridge and River Thames, and of course those iconic red phone boxes that I dare not ask what has happened inside of them. But one thing that really surprised us is a lot of people around the UK don't seem to be very fond of London. Just look at the comments from our London Travel Day video. But we're not here to write it off. London is also home to some amazing people and some really cool things to see and do.
Yay! Lamar Jackson!
I mean, come on. I'm from Baltimore. We've tackled New York City, Chicago, Mexico City, and Bogota. Every big city has its pros and cons, right? So this time our goal is simple. See if we can have an amazing time in London and find some new friends and local gems that might make this place feel a little bit more special. And so, this is our story about London and our attempt to see if the city still holds some surprises.
Welcome to London. Can you tell where we're at because of this lovely weather that we're having? We're gonna take you around with us for the next 4 days. We're gonna find a lot of good food, navigate the tube, see all of the iconic sites. We're getting a little bit of a late start today because the place that we're staying has a gym. We're trying to stay active so that I'm not running out of breath going up and down the tube stairs. Right now we're heading to the tube station. Our closest station to us while we're staying here in Kensington is Earl's Court. So we're gonna hop on the Central line and go grab some food. But we've got to navigate the tube to get there first. Honestly, this is our preferred way of getting around. It's far cheaper than grabbing a taxi, and we think less time than hopping on a bus, at least in our opinion. Plus, all the stations now have tap to pay, so if you've got a card or Apple Pay on your phone, there's no need to mess around with figuring out an Oyster card.
So I know I said we weren't going to plan a whole lot, but there are a couple stops that I want to make. One of them is Mercato Mayfair. It's like a market or food court, but it's inside of an old church. Cool, yeah?
There's a few different levels to this food hall. We decided to park ourselves upstairs where it's a little less crowded. Plus, it has a better view.
There is a little bit of everything here. We got pad thai over there. I think Sarah's looking at Indian food. There's tacos. There's probably fish and chips somewhere. Actually, I think Mayfair Chippy is right next door. We got some shops and then a bunch of different things you can just go and explore. This is one of the coolest markets we've been to.
Mine was expensive.
Oh boy, what's expensive?
28 pounds for just the food, and then I got a drink, and I didn't see the costs on it before I ordered.
How much was the drink?
4 pounds.
Whoops, please. I saw someone downstairs who had it and it looked good, and that's all I wanted.
Sarah mentioned this to me earlier. We are clearly moving away from budget friendly to budget conscious travelers.
Oh, I'm conscious of it.
We're conscious of what we're spending.
But when it goes on a credit card, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like real money. We were in Thailand, it was cash for everything. So we'd get out like, 10,000 baht every month, every couple of weeks. And then you could see like, you had a physical representation of how much money you had left, how much you were spending. Here, it's just like, charge it, fake money.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. I love Indian food. And I've heard London actually has really good Indian food. Really terrible Mexican food, but really good Indian food. I shouldn't say that sitting right outside the taco stand.
What did you get? That looks like
I don't know.
a feast. What'd you
like-
get the drink?
Masala chai.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's spicy. Oh my God. Oh, that's good.
Well, since Sarah ordered her food, I needed to find something for myself, and of course I decided to get ramen, which cost 15 pounds. Not bad. This looks pretty amazing, not gonna lie.
I feel like Indian food for me is ramen for Tony, in the sense that like Tony will always eat ramen and I'm like, I guess, like I'm never super excited to eat it, and I always want Indian food, and I think he's has a little sensitive tummy, so is not always jumping at the gun to eat it. So it's nice that we can both sit down and have like one of our top 5 meals together and it not be the same thing.
We finished our meals and headed downstairs to explore the crypt and wine cellar. This place is definitely interesting. I will keep it 100 and say the food is overpriced. My ramen was pretty good. It was solid. Sarah's food was top notch. Like, if that is what the baseline of what the Indian food is going to be here, then I am excited to try more Indian food because that was amazing.
Oh no. Sorry to interrupt the video. We are back in Maryland and our weather conditions are really snowy. We had a pretty substantial winter storm yesterday and it knocked out our Wi-Fi, and we have a video that we need to get up to you guys. So we're just driving around seeing what public network we can find to connect to and upload this video. And that's where the sponsor of this video comes in, Surfshark, a VPN that provides privacy, security, and peace of mind when it comes to safeguarding your data online.
So let's see what our options are. We have free TM Biscuits Wi-Fi,
Okay.
Hackers Are Us, or, oh, here's a good one, Chad's private network.
No, not Chad. Chad will have your credit card number before you even finish typing.
Where am I? Wait, what are you wearing?
Oh, you like it? It's my new tracksuit. Bought it with your credit card. Thanks for the bank deeds, bruh. See, this is why I use Surfshark, a VPN that protects my data and privacy online. No Chads, no hackers, no weird pop-up saying the King of Genovia is gonna offer me $12 million.
Wait, that's not real?
Dude, no. See, with Surfshark, I can connect to any network and know that my data is safe. My one account with Surfshark supports unlimited devices, and with their 24/7 customer service and 30-day money-back guarantee, I know that my data and myself are in good hands. But honestly, the best part for us travelers is that you can hop between virtual locations and connect anywhere in the world to any location and still watch all of your favorite shows.
Is this how you've been watching the Great British Baking Show without me? This is betrayal of the highest order.
So anyway, if you're traveling or if you just want to stop people like Chad from snooping on click the link in our description to get 4 extra months of Surfshark to keep you and your data safe. Okay, we're hopping back onto the tube and making our way to Elizabeth Tower. My Washingtonian heart's dying a little this trip using an umbrella because Seattleites in particular are very anti-umbrella, but none of my jackets have hoods.
I feel like London's very pro-umbrella.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
I don't like Ferris wheels. I was traumatized by one.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm just traumatized by heights.
The one at California Adventures, Disneyland California Adventures. I was in 3rd grade and I didn't know it like rocks. Scared the shit out of me. I thought we were dying, clutching onto my mom, sobbing. Ever since then, don't like them.
It's probably about 50 pounds
Oh my God.
a ticket, so we will not be doing
At
that.
least.
But,
Look.
there you go. Look at that. If you want to see it, it's huge.
First Big Ben reaction.
Where is it?
Right there.
Oh! Elizabeth Tower is gorgeous. In my head, I just keep, I forgot the name of it. Oh, Rule Britannica is the song that just constantly running in my head since we've been in London.
I don't know what that is.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun, dun,
okay,
dun.
okay.
Oh, there's our Uber boat.
Oh yeah. They didn't have those when I was here last. Actually, Uber didn't exist at all.
We had to switch umbrellas. Sarah keeps doing this.
This one I bought in Malaysia. That one I bought for £6 in Stratford. And it stops.
Love how in the UK they have look right, look left on the roads because of foreigners like us. So we don't look the wrong way for incoming traffic. We did a quick jaunt past Westminster Abbey, but the tickets were £30 per person, so we didn't go in. After that, we decided to make our way to Buckingham Palace, not because we were dying to see it, but, you know, just check it off the list. One of those when in London kind of things. The King's Guard sparked some interesting comparisons that Sarah hadn't quite put her finger on yet. Of course, she also hasn't given context to the things she's thinking about inside of her head.
Wizard of Oz?
What's Wizard of Oz?
No, they don't. Am I tripping?
What?
Am I having Mandela effect right now?
Manila?
Mandela?
You have a stroke today?
Don't they dress up as the guards in the Wizard of Oz? Am I tripping? What am I thinking of? They go, oh, wheel, oh, and that would get stuck in my head all the time as a child. And now it's gonna get stuck in my head as a 31-year-old. Oh, wheel, whoa. I'll have Tony put in the clip.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Editor Tony, you got your work cut out for you.
Editor Tony, put in the clip right here.
I've got another idea.
Buckingham Palace. Okay, let's go. Well, we took a little bit of a nap and warmed up, and now it's completely dark outside. We're gonna go find a good fish and chips. I'm gonna be completely honest, we're not looking for like the best fish and chips in all of London. Instead, we want like a good chippy that is pretty close to where we're staying.
But how did you find this one?
I found this one because we walked past it last night, and on the side of the building it says famous fish and chips, which I'm sure all the pubs around here say famous fish and chips, but this one did have really good reviews. I looked it up afterwards and it was like 1,000 reviews and most of them were really positive. So hopefully it's pretty good.
I feel like this happens with Tony a lot. He'll just see a sign with the place that's claiming to have the best of something, and it reminds me of Elf when he's like, world's best cup of coffee.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
You did it! Congratulations! World's best cup of coffee.
Well, we're at a pub. First order of business is grabbing some beers.
Thank you. I got a Level Head and a Camden Hells.
This tastes like a pub beer.
Perfect.
Like nothing fancy. It's just like a
Beer.
beer. We finished our first round of beers while waiting for the fish and chips. Now listen, I know we said we were just looking for the closest place, but if you remember from our earlier videos, we had found out Green King owned a bunch of restaurants in the UK. This one was also a Green King establishment. Still not bad for fish and chips, maybe slightly heavy on the grease, but solid taste. It's a little airy on the inside, but it's not a terrible fish to bread ratio. So I grew up in the greater Seattle suburb region. We made homemade fish and chips all the time growing up, and it was delicious, but my house would smell like fish fry for like at least a week after. That was the worst part. You had to outweigh delicious homemade fish and chips or smelling like what's that fast food restaurant? Long John Silver's. I officially have a food baby. Our 2 orders of fish and chips and 2 beers cost us £50. We're gonna start eating cheaper, right?
Hopefully.
We're gonna start eating cheaper. We should have split one because it was huge, but we have a lot of initial thoughts and second visit thoughts about London. We'll share more of that at a later date because we're tired and now we're gonna go to bed. This morning we caught the tube to Bethnal Green to eat a lovely full English breakfast at E Pellicci. This was a very small family-owned cafe that I think started in like the year 1900. Yeah. The most animated staff I've ever come across. It was so nice. Really felt like walking into a family.
And let's talk about this food because you know we like a good English breakfast, sausage, blood pudding, hash browns of course, and the usual beans, mushrooms, eggs, and toast. We even got a free order of fried bread that came with special instructions on how to eat it and a lovely conversation. Oh, in the beans.
In the beans. You've got to try that. Who's your team? Your Commanders?
No, Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, that's Irene's team.
Is it?
She's in love with Lamar.
Yes.
They got beat, didn't they?
They did, yeah. Lost to the Steelers again.
He's a Baltimore.
Nice.
Chicago Bears.
Bears, your Bears?
We always get beat.
They're getting better though.
Yeah, we've got Caleb, haven't we?
Uh-huh.
I lived here for a while in college. Briefly.
Oh, I remember
Yeah,
you
she
used to
was
bring
here.
the other good-looking guy in here.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it looks just like him.
It's got a very cool area. So check out like Brick Lane.
That's where we're gonna
and
go next.
Spitalfield. Oh, great. You know.
Yeah.
Well, that's really
Not an
nice.
expert.
Can I take a photo with you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Ravens fan.
Yay, Lamar Jackson.
Two of these massive breakfasts cost us £38, not including all of the things they gave us on the house. They gave us bread pudding for free and
Freshly made. He said his mom made it in the back, and she was in the back making fresh pies since like 5 o'clock this morning, and then she went and made some fresh bread too. So.
Oh, my bread pudding just come out the oven. Yeah, baby.
So now the plan is to pretty much make our way all the way down to the River Thames, and then we'll hit a couple stops along the way, see where the day takes us. I am way too full from breakfast this morning to get anything else, but I think this coffee shop has a really cool name. We walked around to a bunch of old places that Sarah used to frequent during her time here years ago, until we came across this park that was full of pigeons. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a lot of pigeons. Sarah would be absolutely mortified. Like the Pied Piper, they're all following me now. When I stop, they stop. When I start moving again, they start moving again. Okay, that was fun, guys. Thanks.
You're crazy.
Your turn.
No.
Making our way to Brick Lane, we passed so many colorful murals, delicious smelling bagel shops, and some cool looking old buildings.
Are you ready to feel really old? There's a Y2K vintage store across the street. We're officially vintage.
Well, I kinda wanna see it now.
Okay.
Brick Lane has that trendy, hip vibe, the kind of place that feels tailor-made for the cool kids. And yeah, I can say that now because apparently I'm officially old. You know, since the 2000s are now considered retro. But there's some real history to this neighborhood too. Yeah, this looks real trustworthy. Totally pay them back. I love the murals and the graffiti art in this part of town. Every corner feels like its own little art gallery. It's like the city itself is putting on a show along the way. Honestly, it made the 25-minute walk from Brick Lane to Sky Garden way more enjoyable. So this is the Sky Garden. It's the highest public garden in London, and it is free entry. I think there's this one and the Lookout, which is about a block around the corner, that are both free entry. I know this one for sure. You have to do time ticket, so you just book your time slot. You can come here for free. Honestly, it's pretty easy. Just go to the website. We'll leave a link in the description so you can find it even easier. But these two overlooks, I think, offer a better view of London skyline than trying to buy tickets for the London Eye, which will probably cost you an arm and a leg. This is free. How's the view?
Good. I'm glad we came on a clear day.
Yeah, I should also mention they do walk-ins, but I will highly recommend you do booking in advance because I think I booked our tickets maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago. As soon as we got here, they were like, walk-ins are now closed. If you're in line, you have to get out of the line. So people that were here couldn't see the Sky Garden. They were waiting in line for half an hour and it's cold. But from up here, you can see the Shard, Tower Bridge over there, street down there. And inside you have the upper levels, which gives you a full 360 view of London from every direction. Skyscrapers, historic landmarks, and that unmistakable skyline is all visible from up here. This is definitely one of the best spots you can take it all in. There's also a restaurant up here. It looks pretty fancy, and by fancy I mean expensive, so we didn't bother. Plus the view is kind of hard to see from inside, which feels like it kind of defeats the whole purpose of being up here in the first place. Okay, it's been a long day and we need some rest, but before that, there's one thing we forgot to do. New digs. Welcome to our room. I'm gonna keep this quick because there's not a lot to it, but here you go. A bed, a sink, microwave, bathroom, and, what smells a little funky, shower, working toilet.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Well, we're about to find out. Last but not least, our view. I'll get to it eventually. Bum, 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 bum.
So this is actually the first of 2 of our London stays this trip. We're staying here for 4 days and then we're moving to a different hotel for 4 more days after that. I've been hoarding Marriott points since my last job where I pretty much exclusively stayed in Marriott's. So that's what we're redeeming for our next hotel. It was not a great redemption. I'm not a miles and points expert, but that's why we're only staying here for 4 nights. So then our next stay will be free.
This morning we got up before 6 a.m. Still haven't wiped the sleep out of my eyes yet, and I needed a double shot of coffee. We're doing all this to get to Borough Market pretty early in the morning, but there's a reason behind this. I'll explain it later when there's more light and less traffic.
Next station is Embankment.
So it's about 6:30. We made our way to the Market Porter. This is one of only 4 pubs that open at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
This is what happens when Tony is in charge of the agenda for the day.
Listen, this is a cool thing though, because like there's a lot of history involved into why there's pubs that open at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and why there aren't many left. So I'm gonna leave that up to editing Tony to explain that a little bit better than I can right now. Early morning drinks used to be as common as happy hour, but unlike the afterwork crowd, think night shift warriors. Everyone from butchers and bakers to police officers, nurses, paramedics, cabbies, railway engineers, and even journalists. It was a tradition born out of necessity, where the end of the night for some is the start of the day for others.
When we walked in, he said, "Oh, thought it'd be busier." This is the earliest I've ever had alcohol in my life.
Cheers. You can't say that this is like a normal tourist thing though, so off the beaten path.
If we ever host a group trip, just know this is what lies in store for you.
Good morning to you.
That was nowhere near my mouth.
Alright, this next place might sound like a total snooze fest, but trust me, it's not. We're headed to the Postal Museum. Yeah, I said it. A museum about mail. Stay with me on this one, you're in for a surprise. I hope that's not the size of the train. Maybe it is. It's gonna be a tight fit. We got about 10 minutes before the next train comes, but our tickets were about 17 pounds each, so about 35 pounds. And it gets you an annual pass to the museum, so you can come to the museum anytime you want for an entire year, and then you get 1 mail rail trip. That's about 20 minutes
You
long.
only get 1 mail rail trip for the whole year?
Well, you get 1, and then you have to re-up, so it's like 6 pounds. It's a tight squeeze in here. Ready for the song?
No, don't. Please don't. I know exactly what
song?
you're saying. Please.
What?
I know exactly what you're going to sing. Don't sing it.
Here's the mail that never fails. It makes me wanna wag my tails. When it comes, I wanna wail.
Hello and welcome to Mail Rail.
The original mail trains were driverless.
It was a huge network of automated electric trains running right under central London. And it's amazing to think construction of the railway began as far back as 1914. It cut the journey time across London from a few hours to just 30 minutes.
As we rode through narrow tunnels crammed into this tiny train, I thought about what it must have been like nearly 100 years ago when this was the heart of London's communication. The experience is a little quirky, a little claustrophobic, and honestly one of the coolest ways to get a glimpse of the city's past.
And this is Mary. Her letter is very special because it's going to, ho ho ho, Father Christmas.
I must say, the postal system is not the first thing that I'm like, man, I want to learn more about that when I go to London. But it's actually pretty cool and unique, and I'm learning a lot.
It was kind of scary.
It was a little scary.
They did say that all those trains, even though there's a person operating it now, they used to be automated, which is crazy when you think about how far back this system goes. highly recommend this. Do I want to? Does it jump?
Do it.
Keep that, please. The situation's under control.
The mail stops for no man.
So after you do the mail rail, make sure you cross the street and come to the other side of the museum where it goes a lot more in depth into the history of the Postal Service. This sounds really boring when I'm saying it, but I promise it's not. Tony and Otto. Why did you censor me? Miss Vitor. Did your bank use these and then they stick Tootsie Rolls in them for you?
We had lollipops.
Oh, we had Tootsie Rolls, even better.
Take the other one. Sit it.
Oh, bye.
Last time we used the bank.
Good day. I have a communication here from Mr. Parker. A letter from London.
Why are there so many jump scares in the Postal Museum?
Doors opening.
This is our second room of the trip. As you can see, just enough space for a bed and maybe a backpack if you're feeling ambitious. All right, enough about that. Let's get out of here and find some lunch.
So there's a cabin shelter at Russell Square. It's about 0.3 miles from where we're staying, kind of by the University of London. So that's the one we're gonna try to get to.
I got something that you never heard. Sounds sweet like a dessert. Ice cold, got you saying burn. Not the same, but you wish you were. In the grind stepping, from a phone repping. Al Gibson with the arms, I'm a little weapon.
If you ever come to London and you see one of these green shelters, this is where you can get food. It's called a cabin shelter. If you've seen the black cabs that go all around the city, this is where a lot of them come to eat. There's only about 13 of them left in the city, so they're kind of getting hard to find, but the food's pretty good.
Kind hot dog. No, that's okay. Tuna melt, chicken bacon. Thank you very much.
So we got a flat white, Diet Coke. Sarah ordered a tuna melt, and I got a chicken salad bacon wrap. 13 pounds.
Oh my god.
The cheapest meal we've had by far.
By far.
By far.
That's cheaper than one of our entrees usually is.
Yeah.
Which is no fault but our own for going to expensive places.
And I've wanted to go to this place for a while, and I'm kind of regretting we haven't gone sooner because it's really cheap, smells good, probably tastes really good too.
Tuna. Really good. I'd like it to be a little meatier. That's good.
That was excellent. Highly, highly recommend. And also the ladies inside were super nice and friendly and cracked a lot of jokes.
My hands are cold. I could eat another tuna melt.
I could have another too. This is kind of a cool find. Notable residents of Russell Square. Let's see if there's anyone I recognize.
Who do you name best dressed?
Best dressed? Oh, 28.
Where's that? Oh. I know that.
Yeah, I know them too.
For anyone who says London sucks, I don't know, maybe the magic just wore off for them. Maybe London has changed. But you know what? It's still an incredible city, especially if this is your first time visiting. Until next time, London, you're still worth it. That's how I have to wake up my hair in the morning.